Hey guys, how's it going? I'm going to be setting up this room real quick and then waiting for Rick to join this session. So this is a mentoring session, guys. If you guys are brand new here, just a reminder, I'm not going to be answering any questions from the public. I'm just going to be handling this one-on-one session with Rick. So let me just finish setting up this room. I'm going to send out the link to him, and then he is going to join in on it. All right, so we got this all set up here. Let me just get him the link real quick, and then we should be good to go. Just get his email real quick. Cool. Looks like everything is pretty much set up for the most part. All right, cool. So Rick should be making his way into this room. Once he makes his way in, we can get started. I'm going to send this out to you guys here in the premium too, if you guys want to sit in on it. All right, so I'm just waiting for Rick to show up, guys. Once he shows up, we can get started. So I'm currently looking for some scalps here for US 30. I just don't see anything playing out right now. It's just consolidating. As you can see, price is just going sideways. All right, here's Rick. Hey, what's up, Rick? Can you hear me?
I can hear you good. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Good to go. How's it going?
Oh, good. Let's see here. I don't have my camera, so
That's cool. No, that's fine.
what do I do here? Let's see. I need to share a screen probably, right?
Yeah, definitely. If you'd like to, you can. That'd probably be better, so you can show me what you're looking for, looking at. So I've made you host. So when you're ready, you can click on share screen, and you can share yours when you're ready.
Perfect. Okay. So let's see. There. Okay.
All right, there we go.
Always get a little confused with Zoom, seeing the two screens. Let me minimize this. Okay. All right, man. So yeah, I am a newbie, right? So a lot of you guys in the room and so forth have been doing this for years, if not months. I literally came by you probably 2 weeks ago
Oh,
and
nice.
signed up with you a week ago. And where I'm at now is I signed up to Forex.com just to kind of get my feet wet doing trades on Trading View, and did that last week. I signed up for a demo account on the FTMO site, and I'm having some issues. MetaTrader is not the most user friendly.
Oh yeah, it's an outdated platform. I hate to use it, but that's what we got to deal with at this time.
Yeah, and that's what FTMO makes you use, right? So let me bring that over here too. So obviously, can you see that?
Yeah.
Here.
Yeah, your screen.
Like my first go, I was having some issues with the
Big trades.
with, it's a $50,000 demo account,
Oh,
right?
God. Okay,
Yeah, and so it's I had some issues with the server disconnecting a lot.
Oh, last week, right? Yeah, I had the same issue.
I had it here. So what is that? March 5th, and again today. It was happening on a couple of those initial trades. But I mean, I'm not doing too bad. You can see this string of wins.
Yeah, you've definitely picked it up. since I guess last week, I'd say you definitely picked up, and it's been a lot more consistent.
Yeah. Little bit of guesswork, a little bit of just following guys' tips in the rooms. Uh, Today, I mean, this is a real account with my Forex. I
Oh gosh.
made a whopping, I think $8 today.
Nice, nice.
Um,
Profit's profit. You can't complain about $8.
yeah, and so I'm looking at it where once I have a funded account or do a challenge, I just add a zero at the end mentally.
Exactly. Yeah, no, definitely.
So when I see the price change and it's like $3, $5, I'm thinking that's 30 or 50 or even 300, 500, right? Just to prepare myself mentally. So
Exactly. Yeah, no, definitely.
so that's where I'm at. As far as like doing a trade, um, I mean, I'm just right clicking, doing this. Let's say I'm gonna sell, and then I put in my order. I'm still trying to figure out what this means in terms of dollars.
Gosh,
Um,
yeah. So the units will be equivalent to so 1,000 units will be equivalent to a 0.01 lot size. So just using for example here for Euro odd, you can click where it says take profit and just make sure not to fill the order. I was going to show you how it's done.
yeah.
You just click on that right there. Click on stop loss. Check off the stop loss as well. And then you would place your TP stop loss there. So say, for example, your TP stop loss is 50 pips, right? You can put 50/50 for each category right there.
Okay.
There you go. And basically, what I recommend and what I use is between a 1% and 3% risk. If you want to trade risk, you can go up to 5%, but I would never go above 5%. So right there on the top box, the third one where it says risk percentage, you can click on that where it says 0.38, and you can change that to say a 1% risk, a 0.5% risk if you want. You can do that as well if you want to do a 0.5%. So yeah, if you were to do that, then you would only be risking 1% of your account, per trade. In order for you to lose your account, you'd have to lose like 100 back-to-back trades, which it's probably not going to happen. So that's why we always recommend to use proper risk when you're taking your trade. So for example, if you're going to take this trade, you would be risking $10 to make $10. So that'd be 1% of your account.
Okay. That makes sense.
And for example here, if you were to enter a position, like for example, if you want to enter a buy position, if price is above your entry point, then it would be a buy limit. If you were to take a buy position which is below your price, then that would be a buy stop. So right now you have a sell limit. So basically, if you're you see right there where it says order price, where it says absolute right above it, the top box, yeah, right there. So if your price is above current price, then it would be a sell limit. Vice versa, if your order entry would be below it, then it would be a sell stop. So that's the difference between the order types. It should be simple, because if you try to click stop right there, like click on that stop button right next to limit, it shouldn't let you place an order. Right there where it's highlighted in blue up top. Click on stop, it shouldn't be able to let you fill. Yeah, so you can see right there at the bottom, it's blacked out, right? It's grayed out. So if your limit order doesn't work, it would be a stop order. So that's the main difference between the two different order types. But it shouldn't be an issue, because you wouldn't be able to place an order, if it doesn't satisfy the requirements.
Okay. Yeah. Initially, I would just set like a one-click order, and then I would watch it, and I didn't figure out how to set my stops. Let me shut my window here. Yeah, I couldn't figure out how to predetermine like my stops, right? So like if we're gonna do a short position, like here, like can you trade off of that? Like I would put, I don't know, just figuring out how to set everything up is
Oh yeah, definitely. So let's switch to a paper account, so we can just I can show you an example and you don't risk any actual money. So click on the bottom where it says forex.com on that trading panel, that forex.com button that's highlighted in green. See the little green dot on the bottom panel?
right here.
Yeah, so click on that. And then let's go to where it says your name, Rich, or where it says forex.com. We can switch to a different account. So click on that right there. Click log out, and then click paper trading right there. That first option where it says paper trading. Yeah, there you go. And then we can just test the position here. This is a paper account, so you're not going to be risking any money. This is just for me to show you, exactly what we're doing here. So let's go ahead and enter an order. So you said you wanted to enter a sell order, so you can go ahead and just enter a market sell, and then I'll show you how to set your TP stop loss. Yeah, so go ahead and enter that there. You can just enter a market sell right there. Just click sell that big red button below. There you go. And then once you have that there, so now see where it says 1,000, you can click on that there. You can double click it. And then you can set your target and stop loss right there.
Got it.
Yeah, so you can set as many pips as you like. I guess you can set it to something kind of tight, just maybe about 10 pips or something. Or there you go. Yeah.
So whatever the default was on that. And then can you move it like on the fly? Will it?
Yep.
Yeah.
And hit modify, and then you should be good to go. Click that big red button.
Okay.
There you go. And you've modified the position there.
How do I see the
target? Scroll out a little bit, because I think it's kind of far down. You put 75 pips, so it's kind of, there you go. It's kind of far down there. So you can scroll a little closer, click modify, and you should be good to go. There you go. Easy as that.
I like being able to move it like that visually and seeing, okay.
Oh yeah, where it's going to reach. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Because MetaTrader's awful.
MetaTrader's awful. You have to literally put in the numbers. You can't do any drag and drops. It's very confusing. Yeah,
and so with this account, with my live account, Forex account, I can only trade
via Forex pairs. That's correct.
Forex pairs, right? So if I go to my Forex account, then I go into the S&P. What do we trade? US 30, like I was today. And then I would enter the trades on MetaTrader. I wonder if I can log into that now.
Yeah. Do you normally trade on your desktop version, or do you trade on your phone?
Yeah, I don't trade on my phone.
Gotcha. Okay. No, that's better. I don't prefer trading on the phone either. It's kind of a hassle, and it's hard to navigate.
Yeah. I mean, I know all the cool kids are doing it, but I'm just not that cool, I guess. I'm too old for that.
Yeah, no, it's a lot easier on the computer, and I
didn't grow up with a cell phone in my hand.
All right. Yeah, no, it's not as easy for you to get acquainted with it.
Yeah, so it's desktop. I have 2 screens, which helps.
Awesome. Yeah, and I do the same thing, so it's pretty solid.
Yeah, and then what do I want to go over? I kind of want you to take control of the mouse and show me exactly the whole pivot thing, because
yeah, no, definitely.
Identifying the zones is pretty easy. I mean, it's nice to color them in. I almost don't need to color them in. It doesn't. I can see it on the chart.
Without actually coloring it in.
What's that?
Yeah, you can see it on the chart without actually coloring it in. You can just see with the normal zones.
So what do I do?
So I haven't done that before, where I connect to where I control your screen. Let me see if I could. I think you might have to give me access somehow, or if you just want me to do it on my screen, I can do that too. It's just, let me see if I could figure out how to control your screen. Here, let's see. I think you have to give me control. So if you click,
I found you. Yeah. Participants, mute or more. Sorry, I should have.
It's all right. I've never done this before either, so I'm not really sure. I know it's possible, but I don't know how to necessarily. Let's see.
Share screen, annotate, remove. All right. Okay. Well, maybe you can just show me how you normally do it then.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. Yeah. So let's pull up your trading view chart.
Here's remote control.
Oh, is that there?
Auto accept all requests. Done. You should have control.
Click to start remote control.
Just don't do anything crazy.
Okay, perfect. So am I controlling your screen now? Okay, yes, I am.
Yep.
All right, perfect. So let's go over here to this Euro odd, and then we'll go over to US 30 over here.
And then like which US 30, like I was getting confused because the pricing is different from FTMO MedTrader, right?
Yeah, definitely. So I generally use currency.com. The difference is only about 10 pips, so it's not a big difference. You can just subtract, the second to the last number by one number, and then it'll
Currency.
use it for you to.
Okay.
So I use
one of them was way off.
Oh, what was that? Yeah, another one.
Yeah, I think I was using Capital. I'm not sure.
Oh,
It seemed
yeah.
like it was way off.
Yeah, I think some of these are way off because some of them are the actual CFD, the actual future. So I wouldn't use these. I personally find currency.com to have the most accurate data. So I use this. Some
Perfect.
people use Awanda, but
Yeah.
it's really by case basis. But I generally just use currency.com.
I think it was gold is Owanda.
Oh yeah. So gold, you can
Yeah.
either use. I think we normally use forex.com. So the rank of data accuracy goes from forex.com to for currencies and in gold. I use forex.com. Then it goes to Owanda, and then those are the two main ones for indexes. I use currency.com and then forex.com. And if neither of those are available, then I would use Owanda. Owanda to be the last choice. But I would never use FXCM. FXCM is usually, it gives pretty inaccurate data. So I'd never use them. So just make sure not to use that one.
Thank you. Okay.
All right, so let's go over here. So we'll go to the 10-minute chart right here. And then just.
This is US 30. Okay.
Yes, this is US 30 here. So
that was a fun day.
Oh, what was that?
That was a fun day. Well, let me grab the mouse real quick. So.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I think it was right about here. I was shorting all the way through here. I was short.
Were you shorting around that time?
Yeah, and then I cut my losses, I think, and started going long.
Long, right? Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, so generally when the market is choppy, like where it was prior to like where you were entering, I think that whole area there was a bit choppy. If I scroll over here to the left a little bit, yeah. So this area right here, I probably wouldn't be trading around this area. So basically around this area over here, what I do sometimes, I know
I'm sleeping in that area.
Around it, yeah, it's midnight for us, right? Around this time.
Yeah.
So
we'll be on the same time frame next week.
Oh yeah,
an hour ahead.
Oh, you're an hour ahead. Yes, you are. Yeah, you're. Right now it's 8 o'clock over there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we generally don't trade around this time anyway. So you probably won't run into this issue most of the time.
Yeah.
But generally, if you want to see if the market's choppy or not, I know you're kind of new, so it's kind of hard for you to really determine whether price is consolidating or if it's trending. What I basically do is I just hide the candles. I click this button right here, hide. And then basically when the pivots are crossing over, like when the pivots are crossing over like this right here, I generally would not trade within this area.
Yeah, that's what it was starting to do towards the end of the day.
Exactly, yeah.
All right.
For today to be like right over here. So I probably would not be trading around this area right here, because when price is consolidating, it's not going directional. So the last
you can feel it in real time, like on the 5 and 1 minute charts. I mean, you can feel it.
Oh yeah, definitely, because it starts to go sideways, right? You don't see any movement up or down.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like this is one easy way to determine, if its price is consolidating or not. Once you get a better feel for the market, you'll be able to see it a lot easier, because you'll see that price just goes sideways and you're like, okay, I'm not going to trade during this time.
Yeah.
But yeah, just going over here. So basically we'll turn on the K2SRs. I'll just draw the zone here so it's easier to see down here. I think this would be the only entry that we really saw today for the most part. I don't see anything else that happened over here, and nothing over here as well. So basically just looking at this here, this would have been the only entry that was available this morning. However, we didn't take this trade since this was when the market just opened. Obviously, there's a lot of manipulation going on around this time. But if you were to take this trade, this would have been your main entry right here. Obviously, if I put the requirements over here, Requirements are very.
But where would have been your entry? Like the green candle next on the open? Or
Yes, that's correct. So once
okay.
this red candle right here closed, it would start right here, the next candle, right? So at that point, that's where you would enter your long position. Like basically what I would do if you, I know if you've seen me during my live session, I just wait for this candle to close. Like I wait for the countdown.
But you move the mouse so fast, I can't keep up.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. Yeah. Yeah. So basically what I'm doing is right here, I'm waiting for this countdown right here to go down to 0, right? Because this counts down every 10 minutes. So I wait for that to hit 0. As soon as this closes, what I do is I have my MT4 like open on my second screen.
That's how I never see that. I never see you physically technically do it. So that's what I wanted to see you do.
Exactly. Yeah. So I don't have, or I don't know if you have MT4 open on your screen. I don't see it here, but basically what I would do is I would just have, my MT4 screen somewhere, and you know how it has that.
Oh, I'm sorry. I grabbed the mouse. Sorry.
Oh yeah, go ahead. You can grab it if you like.
I was going to grab the, I have to like log in with credentials. Do you mind?
Oh, no, go ahead.
Okay. Should have been better prepared. Almost there. Almost there. There we go.
Awesome. Yeah. So I'm not going to take any trades on your account, but basically what I would do is when I'm waiting for that to count down, I just have my finger on that buy button or that sell button.
Okay.
And I have one-click trading turned on. I'm sure that's usually what you have on right as well, right?
Yeah, I don't think so. Let's try it out. Yeah, I guess I do.
Yeah, it looks like you do. So let's go over to your trade on the bottom of the trade tab, and then it should show your active trade. So just
oops, sorry, I wanted to the trade.
There you go. Yeah, so it looks like you have 2 trades active right now. I'd probably.
And then what I would do is I would close it out because you're basically scalping. I'm not walking away from the computer. So I just click that sell or buy, whatever I'm doing. And then when I'm ready to close out, I just click this profit X.
Exactly. You can do that, or you can set your TP stop loss. Generally,
do that.
So you'll scroll down to one of your orders, just right click on it, click modify or delete. And then right there where it says modify order, where it's a red button, right below, you'll set your stop loss. And under the blue button, you can place your target. So scroll down a little bit, like right a little lower. There you go. So that would be your stop loss. So like, for example, if you wanted to set your stop loss to a certain price point, then you would just change that that number below. And then you can edit it from that point.
Okay.
And then same with your take profit as well. So for example, if you wanted to reach for like 10 pips or 100 pips or 200 pips, you can just change that number, and then you should be good to go. So you can change your. It would depend on where we'd be setting it.
Exactly. Yeah. It just with TradingView, I like doing it right from the chart.
Yeah, it's so much easier.
Click right here,
Exactly. It's way easier on TradingView, and that's why I prefer to use TradingView. And I still use it for my Forex trades. I just use MT4 for my US 30 because that's our best option when trading FTMO. But yeah, definitely.
What about C-Trader?
C-Trader, I haven't used it myself, but I've seen other people in the group use it, and they actually like it. So that might be something that that I would like to use, but it's not something I'm familiar with yet. So I'm not using it just yet. And the reason for that as well is because I'm using a copier. So I have like multiple accounts, and basically when I take trades, the copier only copies from my MT4. So MT4 is like my only option at this time, but I'm probably going to, I'm probably going to figure out something, a better platform at some point. Hopefully FTMO like updates. I think they will eventually. They'll probably figure out. Because
you're trading on this, which is with your FTMO daddy account at 200 grand now.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then you have like another account somewhere else with other money, your own money.
Exactly, with my personal money, and then also my other FTMO account as well, because I have three FTMO accounts.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that I'm doing that right now. Once I pass the once I get funded on that new 200K account, then I'll probably just merge them into a 400K, and then I won't
Well, I
have.
thought you were funded.
No, I'm funded on the 200K accounts, two of them. So I have two separate
Oh,
100K accounts, and there's a new 200K account. Like it starts out at 200K. That was just released last week, so I started doing that, and that's the one that I'm currently working on right now, while it's copying my trades to my current funded accounts. So I have two funded accounts, and then I have um, my challenge that's running right now for the 200K. So I'm going to merge those into one big 400K account once I pass that.
okay. I'm taking some notes too.
Oh yeah, no, definitely take your time. No rush.
Can we do a trade?
Oh yeah, no, definitely. Well, let's see if there's anything on the 1 minute. I mean, I never recommend trading on the 1 minute, but since we want to take a trade now, I guess we can see if we can find something on there. Let's see. So let's turn on your zones real quick. Let's see if there's something that's nearby.
Oh, what? I'm getting confused on these indicators.
Yeah, you can probably delete that old one, the version one. Like you can still use it if you want, but we don't really use it anymore. It only populates one zone. So you can see right there, there's only two lines there. So it only populates the support and resistance, but the version 2 populates the actual zones. So we don't necessarily use that very often. I mean, you can use it if you want, but it's not one that we necessarily really use.
Okay.
So you can probably delete the other ones if you like.
Which one's which one?
Here, I'll control your screen real
Okay.
quick. It should be the K2SR. So right there on the left-hand side under K2 pivots, not on that list, but over to your left-hand side. So underneath the red and blue buttons. So yeah, the one above it, you can X that out, and then you can X the last one as well. There you go.
This is all I need. These two.
Pretty much that's it for the snipe strategy. If that's if that's what you plan on using, which I'm pretty sure that's what you've been using this whole time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's been the most accurate so far, especially for scalping. So I think you should just stick to that. Should be fine.
Okay. Is this a pivot right here happening? No.
Yeah.
No.
So let's scroll in a little bit. Let's see how far is it, because we want to make sure that it's rejecting off the pivot. I don't here. Let me can I control
Yeah.
your screen real quick? I just want to
Please.
make sure. Let's just gonna draw a rectangle right there so we can see, because it's kind of hard to see. Like when you have the zones up, it kind of scrunches the screen a bit. So what I like to do is, that's why I purposely draw my zones over them. I know it's easy for us to see if you're trading on your own, but just for demonstrational purposes, it's kind of hard to
Yeah.
see if we have these on there. So
So
basically,
like right there, I mean, that is hard to draw. Like I wasn't sure where you were going to draw that one. And then the next one, I guess, there's a little space and oh.
oh, gotcha. Okay, so here I'll show you my little trick for that. So basically, when I look at these zones right here, I mean, for
Yeah.
me, it's easy to see because I do this like around the clock. But for you,
Yeah.
basically, I'll zoom out. So I'll just delete this right here. I'll zoom out and I'll look at where the zones start from.
How
So
did
right
you zoom
here,
out? Where did you
yes.
zoom out?
What was that?
How did you zoom out?
Oh yeah. So here I'm gonna zoom in real quick. In order to zoom out, just go
Fully?
down here to this bottom area and then click
Oh,
this reset chart, and it zooms out for you.
there it is.
So
Okay.
this is where you'll draw your zones. You'll go from the start, from like over here, and it makes it a
Yeah.
whole lot easier for you to identify, where they actually
Yeah.
are. And then basically, if the zones start to overlap, so these are obviously not overlapping, so we'll have them separated. But once they start to overlap,
Down there.
yeah, down towards the bottom, like for
Right there.
example, this one right here, this big zone right here engulfs this smaller zone. So instead of drawing two separate zones, we just draw one big zone to cover both of them
Okay.
like that. And yeah, we'll just draw these ones
Are
down
we
here.
trying to like keep our trades in the white? Is that kind of the goal where you're going zone to zone in the white?
Not for this strategy necessarily, but if you're applying the Forex strategy, like the one that I apply on the 4 hour, then
Yeah.
that one, we want to trade within the white area. The difference with the scalping is that, you know, there's not much space in between the line
No,
area, so it's kind of
right.
impossible for us to
That
achieve
makes
that.
it, yeah.
But
Yeah.
if it was possible, then yeah, you know, obviously we would do that. So once we have these zones drawn up here, I'm going to hide these, and basically, yeah. So you did identify those entries right there. This is actually a scalp right here. So I'm
Yeah.
going to go ahead and just mark this up, and then once this closes, you can actually take it yourself. So I'll mark that up right there. I'll let you take over. So right here, when this closes, if this closes above, you know, if it's a green candle and it closes with how it currently is right now, where that wick is rejecting off the pivot and structure, then you can go over to your FTMO or your MT4, and then you can enter a buy order, and then we'll take a trade right here just to you know, set everything up and show you. This is going to be risky because it's on the 1 minute, so you have to move really, really quickly. This is why I generally don't trade off the 1 minute. So I think it should be good to go for a buy, possibly. Let's see. Let's go back to the trading view. So yes, that would be a buy. We're gonna be a little late there, but we can place it anyways. There we go. So it'd be the I think it's the last one. So let's go back to your
demo anyway. So.
Yeah, it's not a big deal since it's your demo. We're just testing this out. So let's go back to your trading view, and
I would have two screens, so I would be sitting on this.
Oh, you'll have you'll have trading view on one screen and then your MT4 on the other, right?
Through tabs. Yeah.
Exactly. So like right there, you can place your long position tool, and we could just map it out. So let's open your long position tool, and then we'll map it out from the close of that candle. Yeah, which would technically be right there, like a little bit below it. There you go, right there. And generally, we would go for 500 pips since we're trading on the 10-minute, but since you're on the 1 minute, it'll be a little less. So we might be going for maybe, I would probably go for like maybe 30 pips instead of the full 500 or 50. So let's just double click on that tool right there. And then let's edit the settings let's change the ticks to 30.
See, that I have no idea what I'm doing. Okay. Whatever it is.
So 30 points is going to be equivalent to it's going to be equivalent to 300 pips. So it's not really that big of a difference. Oh, so let's change the stop as well. Let's change the stop and the TP to 30. And then let's go to that stop level right there. We'll hit that. Yeah, there we go. So it is kind of a big range. The reason for the big range is because there's, you know, like I mentioned, we are on the 1 minute. So maybe we can even use something smaller. Maybe let's change that to 20. Maybe 20 would be a little better. Since it's here. Yeah, you can double click on that again, or you can just drag.
I like moving it like that because you can see the stop change.
Exactly, right. Yeah, no, definitely. It's a lot easier to see. So you can probably adjust the take profit as well.
How do I go up there? How do I?
You click on the auto tool on the bottom right. Click on that, and you can drag your chart now. So unclick it. Yeah, click on that again so it's unchecked. Oh. There we go. And then drag it up. There you go.
There we go. Okay.
Yeah, this platform is really intuitive. Once you actually, I clicked the undo button. So go to the top where it says replay. There you go. Click on that. There you go. Perfect. So drag the that little dot next to, there you go, that one.
That's all I was trying to do.
There you go.
Okay. But all this doesn't translate to my MT4 account.
Exactly. So I'll show you how to calculate that. So let's go to your FTMO real quick. So it's kind of hard to see when we're bouncing around. So let's see, your price is 31,970. Let's go back to your trading view and let's see what the difference is. 31,981. All right. So the price difference is off by about 10 pips. Yeah. If you want to do the math, you can. If not, you know, it's kind of easy for you to just eyeball what that number would be. So basically what you would do is now you would just open up your tool right there. Yeah, your long tool. Let's double click on that. And then basically you're just going to copy over your profit level where it says your price. So instead of putting 32,002, you would just put 32,000 or no, you would leave those numbers on there. So just hit cancel real quick. Yeah. So Oh, let's click cancel because I think the numbers are all messed up now. Let's go. There we go. So now click on it again to reopen it. So basically what you're gonna do is you're just gonna I generally just take a mental note off that. So I just
So go down 10 or up 10?
so the trading view number is higher than the FTMO. Well, let's go back. Yeah, let's just go back to there real quick and see what's higher.
31,977.
All right, yeah. So the trading view number is actually higher. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna subtract it by 10. So what we'll do is you'll just keep a mental note of the take profit. It's gonna be 32,002. So what we're gonna do, yeah. So we're not gonna change the number on there because the number is not gonna change on your trading view. What the number is gonna change is actually on your MT4. So yeah, so we'll just keep a mental note of that. It's 32,002. Let's just go to FTMO real quick. And then let's edit your parameters. So let's go over to that last order that you filled. It would be the third one to the bottom. That one right there. Just right click on it, modify, delete. And then for your profit target, we're gonna set your profit target to like below that blue number. Right below where it says modify order. There we go. Yeah, so right there, we'll type in 32,012. There we go. So we're just adjusting it slightly, right? And then let's go back to your trading view real quick and let's see what that stop loss was set at. Okay, so it's, yeah, let's double click on that again real quick. It's at 31,962. So we'll change that to 31,972. There we go. And then we'll just add that we'll just change the 6 to a 7. So you can delete those, yeah, those last numbers there. And then we'll just change that to 72. So we'll delete the decimal.
All right, 31,970.
31,72. Yeah, there we go. There we go. You got that. And then you can set your, hit that modify button. And there you go. You just pretty much leave it alone or actually, wait, the numbers look kind of off. I'm trying to figure out what we did wrong here. Let's see.
Let me go back down.
Let's see what we did here. Oh, okay. Actually, I think the trading view numbers were higher, right, than the MT4. Yeah. So we were actually supposed to put we were supposed to subtract the numbers. So for your profit target and for your TP, we're actually subtracting the number, not adding.
Trading view is higher.
Yeah. So for MT4, we would subtract and not add it. So
we did it backwards.
Yeah, let's change that to 52. Instead of 70, yeah, 52. And then for your profit target, we changed that to 32 or 31,900. Or I think your trade got closed out, so we might have to start a new one.
Okay.
Yeah, let's go on a higher time frame because I think that 1 minute's just moving too fast. We're not going to be able to get a good example for that one. We might have to go to like maybe the 5 minute to see if we could find something a little with a little more wiggle room where we can actually see it. So let's go back to let's close all your other positions so we don't get confused with those right there. So let's go back to your MT4.
Remove this.
Yeah, we can remove that. We'll just look for another position. So let's just close all those other ones right there. Those two that are currently running. And then let's go back to your trading view and let's change to a higher time frame because a 1 minute it moves just way too fast. We're not going to be able to really find much on there unless like, okay, perfect. So this is actually an entry that you can place right there. So let's you can enter a market order right now if you'd like. So let's go over to MT4 and we'll just enter a market buy. There you go. So let's go back to US 30 and then let's set up that specific trade right there. So you can see that on the green candle, there's an actual entry right there, right?
Where?
That's second to the last candle. See where it's rejecting off the pivot? Here? Yeah. See how that one's rejecting off the pivot in the structure?
But doesn't it go through the green line and it stops? Oh,
yeah, that's what we're looking for. So we want the wick to go through the pivot and we want it to go through the structure as well.
What's a structure?
The K2SR zone.
This here.
Yeah. So that'd be the structure.
And then this. Okay, I get it.
Yeah. It's just a double rejection. It's a rejection off the pivot and rejection off the structure.
So it's not touching the yellow line.
Oh, that's fine. That's irrelevant because we already have the green pivot right there. It's already going through the upper pivot.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
it just needs to go through one pivot. It doesn't need to go through multiple ones. So now that you're in this trade, you can set your long positioning tool right over where the green candle started from. So you can place your I think we entered like somewhere around the middle, right? So you can probably, yeah, you can place that there. That wouldn't be the actual entry, but we'll just use this for an example since we entered at some point around there. So we'll change your TP stop loss to 25 pips. I think that'd be the sweet spot since this is going to be half of the 10-minute. So we'll just change both of them to 25. There you go. And then your profit target to 25 as well. All right, cool. So we can double click on that. And then for your profit target, we're just going to subtract it. So yeah, that'll be the profit target right there. We'll just copy that over to the MT4. And then, yeah, go ahead and edit that. And then just go to modify your TP under that blue number. Yeah, there we go. And then we'll subtract, paste it. And then we'll subtract that by 10 pips. So it'd be 31,994. There you go. And then we'll go over to the, same with your stop loss. Double click on that again. There you go. So go down to your stop level right there. We'll copy that.
Is there a faster way to do this?
Not really. I mean, for me, I take a mental note, so I just type it in really quick. I don't necessarily copy paste it. So for that right there, you'll just change that 54 to 44. There you go. And there you got it set up. So that's pretty much it. You can set and forget it, or you can actively manage it if you want. But basically, once it hits your target, it'll close it out in profit. And that's pretty much it. So like once you have that set up, that's pretty much all that you really need to do. And then if you want to close it out early, you can always close it out if you'd like. But generally,
I'm almost in TP right now.
Yep, you're about to hit TP. So we'll give it a few seconds here, and then
crazy how fast that happens.
Exactly right. Yeah, and that's why we generally trade on the I generally trade on the 10-minute. It's hard to show you guys examples on the shorter time frames because you have to act very, very fast. If you act too slow, you'll miss that move, immediately.
Yeah. Yeah, we couldn't even execute it, set it up on a 1, but on a 5, it was easier.
Yeah, a little easier, but still pretty quick, right?
Yeah, I mean, we only have like a minute left.
Definitely, and then yeah, it should push up a little.
3 minutes left. Oh,
yeah,
well, it's only a couple minutes to do it.
Yeah,
for me.
Yeah, for you, and then you picked it up pretty quickly. I mean, the more and more you apply this, the easier and easier it'll be. So it seems pretty tedious, but once you do this, X amount of times, it'll
just like anything. Yeah,
exactly right. It'll just be second nature to you, and that's kind of how it is when I go live. Like when I'm doing this live with you guys during the live sessions, like I don't even think about it, right? I enter the trade, I let you guys know I'm in the trade. I don't necessarily think about it or really do the math. I do the math in my head, and I just take a mental note for where to put the TP stop loss. And that's pretty much it.
Yeah, you make it look easy, that's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, if you do this about 100 times a day, I think it'll be pretty easy for you as well. It just takes a lot of practice.
So this is the major issue I find is finding this.
There you hit your profit target. You can check your FTMO now and see it should have closed out. So there you go. If you go over to your history, it should show that you closed out with profit. Go to that bottom tab where it says history. And then that most recent entry should show that you close out profit. Let's scroll down to the bottom.
I can't even find tabs. So okay. No, nothing. So right here.
Yep, that would be the trade that we just took. So you made 162 off that trade within like a few seconds. So not bad. And then if you do this consistently, this is just a rinse and repeat. It's the same strategy applied over and over again. So you can see that, this could be very lucrative if you're able to execute, time after time, because the strategy is very simple. It's just, checking off the list. If the requirements are met, you enter the trade, and then you pretty much just let it rip.
At least I identified it. That's for
Yeah, I know.
sure.
Yeah, you're on point with identifying. You were pretty quick with that. It's just now just practicing on execution for the most part.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So do I have my chart set up the way I need to?
Uh,
Um,
yeah, for the most part. I mean, there's not really much you need to set up. It's just, the pivots and the zones. The main thing would just be setting up the zones properly. And I'll periodically update the zones to see if there's anything new. But if you're trading on the 10-minute, you're probably not going to get very many zones changing like every minute or so. You'll get new zones like maybe every hour, every couple hours. But for the most part, it's not. And let's hit the auto. Yeah, there we go. So you've zoomed out from that point, so you should be good.
oh, see, this right here was worth it to me. It's finding this button.
Oh yeah, no, it helps out a lot because you can see a lot on the screen once you zoom out.
Yeah, because a lot of times, my stuff looks like this.
Oh, it's like way too far out, right? You can't even see
Yeah,
anything.
and then you try to zoom. Yeah, it just doesn't look right. So,
Exactly. So those zones there are from the 1-minute chart. So you might want to update them if you're going to trade on the 10-minute. So you can just click that trash button and then just clear off your charts. So on that left-hand side, there's a trash button right there. It'll clear everything off. So there, once you do that, you can turn on the K² SR, and then you can redraw your zones. And then you can zoom out again, and then you can see where it starts from. There you go. And you can just draw your zones from
oh
that.
man,
It makes a huge difference, right?
we did this in another mentoring session with somebody, and I
Yeah.
think it might have been like a couple. You do so many, I couldn't find it.
Oh
So
yeah.
that's why I wanted to set this up with you. I appreciate it.
Oh no, definitely. Yeah. And this makes a huge difference. I actually just had a session today, and this made the biggest difference for one other person who was really confused
Yeah.
with drawing these
I
zones.
mean, that means all these zones that I kind of did with you Sunday night, um, like like where are my zones? Like these zones are all effed up.
So not necessarily. If you did you do those on the 10-minute, or did you do those on the 4 hour?
I did it on the 4 hour,
Okay, yeah.
I
So those
believe.
might line up. Yeah, those look fine. They
Okay.
look solid to me. It's just when you go to a different time frame, it's gonna change. It's gonna.
Yeah. Yeah. Is could that lead to indicator in itself? When you have different zones and you're, I guess it wouldn't help you if you zoom in to scout, but yeah, never mind. Just thinking out loud.
Oh yeah, no doubt. I mean, if you see something that works, I mean, you're always open to experiment, right? A lot of people in K2 they experiment with their own strategies using the K2 indicators, and they found amazing things. Like Josh, he's created that Sunday fun day strategy that people talk about.
Yeah.
He created that on his own. I didn't even teach him that. He just played around with it, figured out something that worked, and then he shared it with the rest of the team, and now everyone's using it.
Yeah, I don't think I'll be going out on my own. I'll just keep doing what you're doing for
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, but in the future, if you ever get curious, you're always free to play around with it, see if you find something. But I think what we have now works, so there's really no need for you to really branch out unless you really wanted to.
I'm just a tadpole in this ocean right now. So, and I'm okay with that. I know what I am. So,
Yeah, no, definitely. But I mean, yeah, you'll pick up stuff along the way. Like you'll start to see things that other people don't see, and that'll be a benefit to you, obviously.
so with no, I mean, is this one or it touched
So
like
this
this?
that wouldn't be, because it would need to reject off the structure and the pivot. So it's rejecting off the pivot, but not off the structure.
Like this zone would have, if that zone here was here.
Exactly, yeah. And for this specific asset, I probably wouldn't scalp on this one because this is a
Oh,
slow moving asset. Like,
I had no idea what I was on.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
and exotic pairs don't necessarily move as fast. Like if you want to scalp on Forex, I'd probably use something that moves a little quicker, something maybe like GBP odd or GBP NZD. Um, there's a lot that you can use. Yeah, you can use something like that if you really wanted to. So like for example, there. Um, You can see if there's an entry there. I could see a couple there. I don't know if you see them. If you see them, we can go over it.
So
So that red one right there is actually one.
this one right here.
Yeah, it's rejecting off the pivot and it's rejecting off the structure. So you can get that long positioning tool and you can see if it actually hits. I think it does hit TP. And then you can place it at the close of that or yeah, the bottom right there. And you can see that basically your TP would be a little closer. I think that's a little too far off, but it looks like it's, eventually going to hit. So basically what I would do is see the stop loss. Let's move that stop loss towards the middle of the zones, right? Somewhere around a little lower. I think that might be a little too close. So maybe around like 40 pips or so. I think 40 pips looks pretty solid to me. There you go. And then if you move the TP to 40 pips as well, looks like that would have went straight to TP with like no drawdown at all.
Wow. That's amazing. You should sell this system.
Right? No, this has been yielding me a lot of profits like for years now.
It's just time after time. I mean, it's so uncanny how it works. It's just
exactly. It just repeats itself. It's just a rinse and repeat strategy. It's it's very simple, very easy to follow, hard to get wrong. It's literally just a checklist.
Okay. I'm glad I was able to identify another. What's another one that would be moving?
GBP NZD would be good too. The right below one below it. That'd be there we go. So that one right there too. That would be one right there. So let's see if you can identify an entry there.
What happened? Okay. How far back do you want me to start?
It doesn't matter. It's really up to you. Just see if you identify something, and then if you do, then
I don't have the zones colored in, but like this is a zone here. This would be one big zone. That's a small zone, and that would be a zone there.
And one thing for this too, for GBP NZD, is that
right here, this guy here. So right here, along.
Yeah, that looks like that would probably be an entry. It doesn't look like it would hit though. So the thing with the Forex pairs is I wouldn't necessarily trade this on the higher time frames. I would probably go on like the 30-minute because once you go on the 4-hour, it's not necessarily scalps anymore. You're basically intraday trading at that point.
Oh.
So let's go on a shorter time frame. I think that'd probably be better for us to look at examples. Let's go like on the either 30-minute, 15-minute, or the hour. I think the 5-minute would be too short because your spread would be too wide. I think also the 15-minute might be too short as well. I mean, we can look, but we'll see if you see anything there. The reason for that.
That's a zone there.
Yeah, that's a big zone right there. So that would actually be. There's actually a couple entries that are available right there. It looks like
this one. No.
So if you go farther down that green candle below it, or like to the left of it, the one to the right of that one looks like it's touching the zone below it, that green zone, and it's also rejecting off the pin. So that would be an entry.
Man, it really does help the shade.
Yeah, it does, right? Yeah, that's why I normally shade it in.
I'm thinking, no, I got this. No, because I would have missed that.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh man, you helped me so much.
Yeah, it makes a huge difference once you actually are able to, visualize what we're looking for here.
Basically right there.
Yeah.
But then how do I know what to adjust?
So for most people, if you want to trade something specific, you'd have to test it a bit to find the sweet spot. Like I know what the sweet spot is for US 30 because I trade that every day. That's like the main thing I trade. For the Forex pairs, it's going to depend on what you're trading, right? Because everything's going to be totally different. So it just depends on what you're trading. I think the sweet spot for GBP NZD on the 15-minute might be around 20 to 30 pips. But I won't be for sure because I don't necessarily trade this. So I'm not sure if it, changes. Sometimes it might be different, but I think for the most part, for these specific pairs, they're going to be around, their sweet spot's going to be around 20 to 30 pips. So if that was the case here, it looks like it would have went straight to, profit target without any drawdown.
Yeah, this is a 15-minute. So 15 minutes and then 30 minutes, it would have hit.
Exactly, right? Yeah, you know your profit within the next 15 to 30 minutes from there. And this would be considered scalping. That's why you can see the huge difference between this and the 4-hour chart, because for the 4-hour chart, you don't really know until you hit until maybe 4 or 8 hours later. On the 15-minute, you'll know within like 15 or 30 minutes.
This is more just a practical, more of a practice for me and you to help me identify this.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, definitely. And then like moving forward, like the more and more you apply it, if you have any other like more specific questions, like say we have another session in the future, we can go over specific trades. So like basically what other people do is, once they reach their second session, they generally mark down the timestamps for like bad trades. And then what we do is we usually go over those trades, and then I'll figure out solutions. Because in reality, there's going to be a solution to a trade, right? There's always a mistake made and something different that can be done for a better outcome. So that's something that we can move forward towards, for our next session once you get a feel for everything.
Well, since I have you on, is there a sneak peek for US 30 tomorrow, or?
Not necessarily. Like for US 30, I don't really look ahead since I scalp it. I look within the moment, because the thing with US 30 is that it can literally do anything overnight.
Well, like this morning, your bias was it was going to go short.
Exactly. Yeah.
Out of the gate, and then it went up, and then as it was going up, you're like, well, I think it's going to get new highs. I think that's what you said. And then,
exactly.
And then you did the arrow thing, and then you nailed it but you have to go with the flow. Like I was short too, but then I just cut my losses.
And then you switched over the other way. Yeah, exactly.
And then when it topped out, what was it? David was on.
Yeah, David.
Yeah, he. From there, I went short, and I went from like negative 2,500 to up 900. So
nice. Yeah.
It's all percentage, right? It's a $50,000 account. Like my Forex is a stupid little $1,000 account. So I'm never gonna get wealthy trading that thing.
Exactly, right. And that's like why we prefer to trade on FTMO, because you don't literally once you get funded with FTMO, you're literally trading risk free. Like, I wouldn't necessarily risk, $10,000 of my own money trading US 30 risky like how I normally do. But when I'm trading with FTMO, it kind of takes out the fear, right? Because it's not really your money that you're risking, because once you're funded and you get your first payout, they refund you your challenge fee. So at that point, you're basically.
Do you want people to see you? Here, you want people to see you?
There you got the full screen there.
Yeah. Say hi. So, yeah, I mean, it's a no-brainer. I mean, if you can, it just seems that the objectives are tough to hit, but I don't know. I think using your system, it shouldn't be that difficult.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. Cause you've seen people, they lock in like 1,000 or 2,000, like upwards of like 10,000 a day using my system. Like there's a girl in the group. I don't know if you've seen Cheryl. She locks in a lot of profit every day. Like she's locking in tens of thousands of dollars a week just using the system, and she trades everything.
Yeah. And she'll show like 8 wins and 1 loss.
Exactly. Yeah. The win rate for the strategy is very, very high. So it becomes a numbers game. It's a game of probability. Like how many trades can you take? How many can you win? How many can you lose? As long as you're applying it properly and you're not getting greedy, like if you're literally going for the target, because our sweet spot's 500 pips. If you don't try to go over that, then your 500 pips are going to keep adding up time after time after you keep stacking up those wins.
So it is 500 on the US 30.
Yes, that is correct. So for US 30 on the 10-minute, the sweet spot is 500 pips. And I only know that because I've done an extensive back test. Like I back tested it at least like 10 years to figure out, what the sweet spot is. And it would be the same.
You have a lot of time on your hands.
Not really. Like,
no, I know.
Yeah, no, for the most part, like once you, like when I figured out that strategy, it just became an addiction, right? It became like, I found something that worked and I just wanted to back test it so many days, months, years back to figure out, what the sweet spot was, because once you lock in that sweet spot, you're pretty much set. That's, I've been applying that strategy for years now. And it's been yielding me a ton of profits. And I just, I finally decided to share it with you guys since, the thing with scalping is there's no scarcity effect there. Like if you're trading, big, like if you're trading intraday or swing trading, then yeah, you're gonna hit some losses here and there. But with scalps, we're hitting our profits within a few seconds, a few minutes. So there's enough profit to go around. So I figured I might as well share with you guys since it's such an easy system to learn.
Yeah, no, it's phenomenal, and it's not like it's going to hurt your trading by sharing your system with everybody because one, people aren't going to do it, and then two, people aren't going to do it exactly like you. I mean, it's just there's so much money in it that I don't know. It's just
Yeah, exactly. And you can apply it on like any asset. It's not like you can only apply on US 30, right? You can apply it on any of the other indices. You can apply it on any Forex
gold.
pair. So like for other people in the group, they actually apply it on totally different things. Like I mainly trade US 30, but everyone else is trading like the S&P or they're trading something like the NASDAQ. It's really up to your preference, which you prefer to trade, but it works on literally anything.
Man, I mean, I'll have questions as we go, and you're very good about responding. I appreciate you
Yeah,
doing that.
yeah, yeah. I know. Right now, this is all new to you, so it's you probably don't have that many questions up your sleeve, but I'm sure over time you'll probably have some questions that come up.
Yeah, and maybe this helps another newbie out there looking at you, and they
Oh
have
yeah,
the
no, definitely, yeah.
stupid
A
questions
lot
I
of
have.
people have the same issues with drawing the zones, and you pretty much covered a lot of the main things that a lot of newbies have problems with, and I think this would definitely be beneficial to everyone as a whole.
Yeah, just finding those pivots, like right here.
Yeah, this is literally a waiting game. A lot of people get impatient, but if you're patient and you're able to follow along and just wait, your trade will come up eventually. It's a matter of time. That's what it really.
Yeah, don't I? But that was one thing I was doing. I was seeing what I wanted to see.
Oh, exactly, and that's what I meant about going on different time frames. Like for me, I only stay on the 10 minute. With a lot of people, they like to like today they didn't see any trades, right? So they went from the 10 minute to the 1 minute, and that becomes really risky because at that point you start to see things that aren't even there. Like you're forcing a trade basically at that point.
Yeah. Because I was noticing that on the US 30 today when it was coming back down off the highs. It was this is something else, but like a 1 minute. I mean, look at all this.
There's too much noise, right? It's hard to see
Yeah,
what's legit
it
and what's
just
not.
that's crazy. But like, so there was probably so you have this red. It didn't touch, right? So that's a zone here.
Yeah, that red one next to it looks like it hits though. So that one doesn't, since it doesn't touch the pivot. But I think the next red one does.
This one here,
Yeah, so that touches the pivot and it touches the zone. So that would be a good entry right there.
but that would be for a buy, and it would have went full TP
Exactly.
right there. You could tell that's probably like right there.
Yeah, or it might be a little higher since this is the 1 minute. It looks like it's moving a lot
Oh,
faster than it really is. But in reality, it's like I think that's like maybe a
oh
few pips.
yeah, you want this move.
Yeah, the a little bit higher. So it'd probably be about maybe a 10 pip move or maybe a 15 pip move. Um, but yeah, there's just too much noise on the 1 minute. That's why I generally don't trade on the 1 minute. I think the 10 minute is the good sweet spot for indices. For Forex, it's probably going to be the 15 minute or the 30 minute because it moves a lot slower in comparison to something like US 30 that moves very fast.
Yeah. And this was just insane. Like that's just crazy.
Right? Yeah, it's just
And then the dollar ended up right.
Oh yeah, and then the dollar ended up with the new stimulus. So I think this whole week the market's going to move kind of funky. I mean, we'll try to catch some trades, but it's, we're obviously we're going to be a little careful because with the I think the House is going to be passing the bill tomorrow or this week.
Yeah.
So once that passes and it becomes official and stuff, obviously the market's going to start moving a little crazy. But as long as we're patient and we wait for the actual entries, then I think we should be perfectly fine.
Yeah, I mean, this is just insane. I don't know, man. There's definitely, it just feels like there's a correction coming.
Right? Yeah, no, definitely. I think overall, I mean, it's going to have to drop at some point. You know, this whole move where it's been pushing up, this is definitely like it's an artificial move in my perspective because it's crazy that the US 30 can push up this high during a pandemic, right? You know, everything is closed. Uh,
Yeah,
it just doesn't make sense for it to keep pushing up higher and higher up to, you know, all-time highs that were higher than when the market was actually good. So, I mean, we'll see how it plays out, but I'm definitely going to be anticipating that drop at some point. It's going to be another market crash like how it happened back in what, 2008, I think, or 2010.
yeah, 2008.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that's why, like, I generally, like, when I first quit my job, I cashed out my 401k. I wasn't going to hold it in there because I was worried that it was going to come crashing down, especially around COVID time.
Well, especially you. I mean, you have the ability to manage your money better than anyone else can. Um,
Exactly. Yeah, no, definitely.
yeah, a lot of those investment guys are full of shit. So,
Yeah. And they literally charge like a, you know, an arm and a leg for their fees and stuff. You literally make no money at the end of it.
well, you make more, but you pay more. You either pay
Exactly.
more, in taxes, you pay more in everything, their fees, and it deteriorates your ability to compound.
Exactly. No, I agree 100%.
So, you're, I wish I was doing this. I'm 47, but I
Better
was,
late than never, right?
yeah, no, it is. It's better late than never. Before you know it, I'll be 60.
Yeah, you'll be a millionaire by then.
There you
Doing this
go.
daily.
There you go. I'll be your neighbor. And wait, you're in, are you like in Orange County or something?
Yeah, I'm in Irvine. Are you in the area as well? Or no, you're in Arizona.
Yeah, I'm in
Yeah.
Phoenix, but we go out to, I have family in LA, Orange County. We go, that's Arizonians' summer home is Orange County.
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, no, I'm thinking about moving out to Arizona. I was looking at property out there, but I don't know. This whole COVID thing, it kind of helped me back a bit. But I'm going to be waiting for, you know, the market to start.
So I'm in the mortgage business.
Oh, are
I'm
you? Nice, nice.
I'm a broker, and my realtor had 61 offers on a $300,000 house.
Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, everything is jacked up right now. It's
It's
not
all you guys coming over here.
exactly right. Yeah, I was thinking about moving either to Arizona or Vegas, but I'm still holding off on. I really like in California, honestly.
I love Orange County.
Mhm.
It doesn't get better than that. It's crowded and you have to deal with a lot of the negative stuff, but I think the positives way out, but the climate is just not good. So
Exactly right. Yeah, no, definitely.
we'll leave it at that. All right, I'm tired. I don't know how you have the energy, but I guess if I was having $17,000 days, I'd have to step in my step
Right.
too.
Yeah, no, definitely. That's definitely my motivation, you know, catching the scalps for US 30. I'm hoping to catch them before bed, but hopefully, hopefully the market picks up a bit by then.
Oh, tonight?
Yeah, so sometimes I do take trades at night if there is an entry. I don't think there's any entries available right now. Generally, the market will pick up probably tomorrow and then Tuesday into Wednesday. Generally, the market's kind of slow Sunday to Monday because everything is just opening up. But then from Tuesday or like Monday night up until Wednesday night, if not Thursday, you can usually pick at least like one or two scalps during the Asia session. The US 30 just moves throughout the day. So I trade it whenever I see an entry. I don't necessarily stick to one session. I mainly trade US session, but I do trade at night as well if I do see something.
Got it. Yeah. Yeah. I don't see anything happening here.
Yeah,
But
not really. I think after that big move this morning, the market is kind of just stale. Uh,
this is what you use, right? 15 to kind of scope
uh,
it out.
I use the 10 for US 30.
Oh, I was right. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm probably gonna wait for this. So I think what's gonna happen here is price will probably push up a little bit. It'll come back down, test that structure in the pivot, and
Like
once
right
that
here.
happens, yeah, it'll probably shoot up slightly and then come right back down for a retracement, and then I'll probably catch a scalp up when it does that. So that's pretty much what I'll be waiting for. It's about 8 o'clock here. So I think around 10, it'll probably move up a little bit. And then it'll pick up some volatility as we get closer
Yeah.
to London Open, which would be midnight my time and 1 a.m. your time.
Yeah. Man, so you'll just stay up all night?
Not necessarily. I mean, if I see something good or if I'm waiting for something, I'll probably stay up till like about midnight because I do have to wake up again tomorrow morning, like at 5 a.m. to
Yeah.
go live for you guys. So
I'm dreading our time change. I like getting up at 6.
oh, I know, right? Yeah, I know the daylight savings is definitely going to throw me off a bit. So I might have to start sleeping a little earlier to prepare me for that.
Yeah. Turn the lights on.
Right? No, definitely.
Well, I appreciate you, brother. I'll catch you on the other side. If there's anything you any parting note that I need to know, but
Not really much. I think you're pretty much on point with everything. You spotted some pretty good trades today, so I think you're good to go. I think for the most part, you're just gonna have to practice more and more, and then as you continue to practice, this will just become second nature to you. So I think the main thing now would just be.
I was really proud of this run.
I know that's crazy. How many wins did you have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
So
It's a lot of
as
wins.
the market was going against me today, like here,
Mhm.
where I was short. Wait, what was it? I was short here. Yep, these three fuckers. So, excuse me, we're gonna get banned now. Yeah, I just flagged all your videos, right? So, but yeah, I was going short and taking it because I was doing like 2 lots,
Mhm.
2 lots, I think.
Yeah.
And so I kept adding to them, and it was right about here. I was like 2,400 backwards, and then it just started waterfalling on me right here because I
Yeah.
had like all those open positions. I had like 4 open positions,
I see.
and they just started, and then I got out like right here.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, like when that happens, it's usually
I was using this as like my support, this green one.
oh yeah, no, definitely. They know that, like the institutions and market makers, they know that. They know what you're looking at. They know exactly what you're trading because everyone's looking at the same thing. So like basically, that's how they trick you. They try to trick you into getting out of the position, and then they push it in your direction. So whoever had the thick skin to hold on to it, made profit off it, while the others close out with some negativity up there.
I mean, it just seems, damn, if you have enough money, you could
You
never
can
lose
literally,
money.
yeah, you can literally just hold it and let it come back
Yeah,
up.
yeah. And just add on to your positions.
Exactly, especially for an asset like that US 30, that generally pushes up. If it drops down, it's going to push up eventually. So if you do have enough, then you could, literally hang on to it. That's kind of how like 401ks work. People just invest into the Dow Jones Industrial Average Index and let it run.
Yeah, averaging down is a myth.
Yeah, exactly, right. And the thing with this is like, I mean, it'll be all good until the market actually crashes. Like I remember in March when COVID happened and it started crashing,
Yeah,
people are going crazy. I know people were didn't know what to do, and I honestly didn't know what to do either. That's why I sold off all my all of my 401k from my previous job.
right here.
Yeah, that was insane. That was a big drop.
Woo!
Yeah, but imagine if you bought from the bottom. Wow, you'd be really rich at this point.
Yeah, yeah, the 19. Gotta remember that right there, 18, 18
Yeah,
too.
that's crazy. It's a crazy drop. I actually made a lot of money off that though. I was selling off there when that was dropping. I was scalping downwards.
Right here. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I just scalped it down. I made a ton of profit off that.
So it happened basically right this day here, February 24th.
Yeah, I got into it late. I got into it at retrace steps. So right there, March 6th, when it came up, that's where I started to scalp down because that's when I was convinced that I was going to continue dropping.
Right here. Yeah, it dropped, kind of came up for a few days there.
Yeah, it was so easy to make money off that. Literally, I would just put like a sell stop at like whenever price would go up, and when it came back down, it would just fill my order.
I remember
And I
when this
make
was on the news right here.
oh yeah,
It
yeah,
was
where it
on the
froze,
news.
right? Where they stopped the market, the circuit
Yeah.
breakers.
Yeah. What a crazy year. It feels like yesterday, and it also feels like 5 years ago.
Oh, I
So,
know, definitely, right? It's a crazy way that we're living now. It's a new way of life.
yeah, this is also when interest rates dropped,
Oh yeah, yeah, no, definitely.
but they ceased doing all the jumbo loans and
And yeah, you weren't able to lock in all those new
no,
deals during that time.
no, that was yeah. No, it was actually a busy month though.
Oh, was it? Oh, because
It was
people
a
were.
record breaking month for mortgage,
Wow.
technically. But yep, okay. I'm tired.
Yeah, time for bed, and then you can hop on tomorrow morning, so you can grab some of these scalps.
I'm looking forward to it. I want to get this demo. I just want one good week of like, you know, this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not worried about the numbers, like I said, because
It's just about winning. The main
yeah,
goal is to not to maximize your profit, but to maximize your win potential. Like the main key, I think, with trading with a lot of people get confused is that they're so focused on winning those big profits that
yeah,
the real goal is to minimize your risk. Like risk management is the main key with trading, because if you just win more most of the time and not lose, you can compound that profit like time and time again. And that's what I've been trying to teach everyone in K2, and everyone's starting to understand it, because having a better win rate is better than having
yeah.
one big win and having 100 losses, right? Because you just break even at that point.
And people are posting them. I mean, even if it's like a 30 fought, $30 win or whatever. I mean, that's awesome. You know?
Exactly, right? Yeah, yeah. A win is a win. Like what I always tell you guys, profit is profit. Be happy with $9, $90, 900
Yeah.
bucks. It doesn't really matter as long as it's a win. That's what really matters.
Yeah. It's definitely, it's a Vegas mentality that people have where they
They're
want that
gambling. Yeah,
big payday. But
exactly.
and it's fun. I've had nice paydays in Vegas in my life, but
Yeah.
and it went just as fast as it came.
Exactly. Yeah. You can only get lucky so many times until you run out of luck.
But like this is sustainable, you know.
Yeah. If you can do that,
This is not.
that's
This
not.
is
Yeah.
this is not what you want to do right here. But
Yeah.
I was, as you can see, I mean, those were my first couple. I was just trying to figure out how to. I
How to run
still
that.
don't really know how to use this thing that well. But
Yeah. Yeah. The more and more you apply it, it'll be a lot easier. Trust me. Like for me, it took me a long time to get the hang of it as well. I was doing it on my phone for the longest time until I realized that the computer app was actually way better.
well, I have you. You didn't have you. So my learning curve should be cut drastically.
Oh yeah, definitely. No, for sure. And especially, if you stay consistent, it's all about consistency, really. As long as you do this every single day, it's like learning a new language, right? You just keep practicing, practicing, practicing until you drill it into your brain, basically, to just follow the rules and continue on with the same rinse and repeat strategy day after day.
Yeah, having a system, a process, and that's what you do. You lay it out with your little 1, 2, 3, 4 that deal. Let's see if I have it memorized. So you're looking for obviously a trend, but you're looking for a pivot to break structure. No,
That's a
you're
different.
looking for a wick to break the pivot or touch the pivot, touch the structure, pass through the pivot. I don't know. I'm tired.
But you're on point. You're definitely on track. You just want the wick rejection off the pivot and wick rejection off the structure, and that's pretty much it. You just want to make sure that pivot doesn't touch the body, and you're good to go.
Oh, so I had it.
Yeah, you had it on point. It's that same
I
red
did.
candle that you were
I
just
nailed
yeah,
it.
that same red candle right there. That would have been a perfect entry for you.
Oh, right here for a buy.
No, the one below it. So you were just hovering over it earlier.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Down right there. Yeah. So that's a
It's
perfect
over.
entry right there. You would have, obviously you went straight to TP.
My mouse naturally goes right to it.
Yeah. Oh, and one thing that I do too, so here's another tip. Generally, I don't know if the colors really bother you, because for some people that kind of trips them up. I think for you it won't be a big deal because you're new to trading. But the problem is a lot of people that come to K2, they learn from someone else and they kind of learn uh, a way that confuses them with how we trade. So basically, what you can do is if you're not too if the colors of the candles confuse you, you can change the colors of the candle to just what like one color, since the colors don't really matter. What you're really looking for is you're just looking for the rejection off, the pivot and the structure. But it's really up to preference. You don't need to do that. But if you're fine
You
with
use this, right?
yeah, I use that, but I changed the wicks to black. So it's just a little easier to see when it rejects
Can you
off.
do that? Can you
Yeah,
change
yeah.
it?
So click on that screw tool on the bottom above auto. It says settings. Uh, right above it, right there.
Oh,
And then click on settings, the last button right there. And then go to symbol. And then go to where it says wick. Go on to the right side of it where it's green and red. I just color those black. And it makes it a lot easier for you to identify the rejections. So if you go
well,
over
I like the red and green because it
oh, you
reminds me
like
of
it?
Christmas. I think of presents.
Yeah, no, definitely. If you want to change it back, you can always change it back. It's just for me,
It really does help. Yeah. It
yeah,
doesn't blend in with the zone.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's why I use it. I mean, you don't need to use it, but if you want to go back to how it was, you can always go back to the settings and just set it back.
That's a game changer right there.
Yeah, because it makes it a lot more clear for you.
I'm gonna make a ton of money tomorrow on my demo account.
Yeah, no, definitely. You'll be ready for once you go live. Once you have that real account, I mean, the possibilities are really endless. Once you have a bigger account, it's gonna definitely make a huge difference. Like once you have a
Yeah, I feel like I'm spinning my wheels on this account with $1,000
oh
Forex.
yeah, you're not really gonna make much off that. I mean, you're gonna make money, but you're not gonna. It's gonna take a while for you to grow that, right?
Well, I'm negative $5 right now. I'm 9.95. So,
Yeah, you're really not going to make a living off that. But once
no.
you have your FTMO, you can do pretty well. Like especially if you're doing like a $50,000 account or even $100,000 account, you can anticipate making at least like 10%. If you do this properly, as you can see, a lot of people make way more than that. And it's just up to consistency. The more consistent you are, the better you'll get, and the more consistent results you'll yield over time.
So like right now, this looks like it's gonna converge and go sideways.
Yeah, it looks like it. It looks like it can go back into those two zones, that upper red zone and that green zone below, and then it could possibly just bounce back and forth from there.
Wait, what am I on? Oh, this is 1 minute.
1 minute,
Aye,
yeah.
aye, aye. Aye, aye, aye. Okay. There we go. Yeah. And then in another hour, it'll start waking up.
Yeah, because right now it's 8 p.m. my time. Let's see, 9, 10, 11, 12. So in about 4 hours, that's going to be the London session. So in about 2 hours from now, the market will start picking up quite a bit. And then 4 hours from now, it'll go into full swing because the London session is the busiest session of the trading day. So it goes from London session to US, and then it kind of slows down during Asia session since the Asia market is substantially smaller in comparison to London and the US.
Why? They have more people.
Oh, in Asia? Yeah, but I mean they're not really trading in like China. They're trading in Singapore, they're trading in Japan. Like it's Tokyo session because the market is
Yeah.
Tokyo. But yeah, there's not as many people trade. There's more people there, but not as many people trading, I'd say.
Okay. And this is so, oh, man, that having those wicks is just, I
Oh,
feel
it
like
makes
I
a
have
big, yeah.
20/20 vision now.
Right? Because you can pinpoint it. You can literally see when it touches the pivot in the structure.
Yeah, that's like a to do right away. You have to have that.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, and I got to figure out how to. Can I trade off my phone on TradingView?
Um, so you can't trade off the actual TradingView app, but you can
Yeah,
trade off like if you have forex.com, you'll trade on the forex.com app, or you can trade on the MT4 app as well, depending on which one you're trying to trade on.
like
So
I'm just thinking for like a backup. I have a monsoon hits us here in Arizona in the summer. and everything goes out, at least I'll have my phone.
Yeah, exactly. So if that was the case, then you can possibly, mark up the charts on your trading view, and then you can just open up MT4 and just, execute the trades on there. That's what I used to do when I was working my normal job. I mean, it is tedious and it is kind of complicated, but once you do it a couple of times, just how, you're doing it here on the web app, it'll become easier over time. But yeah, I don't recommend it. But I mean, if we had to, then you
You were
could.
doing this and making money from an office, your
Yeah,
day job?
yeah, I was. I was actually an attorney before this, so I was making pretty good money. And then once I started making more money doing this, and I just got tired of working for a boss, working for my firm,
Sure.
I just decided to leave. So I left my job last March. So last March I just had it, and I was like, I'm done. And then I left, and it kind of went. It was perfect because it was around COVID time, so they were going to lay off people anyway. So I just kind of just like, I'm going to take off from here. And it wasn't a big deal that I was leaving. So
So when did you actually develop this?
this strategy, so I've been trading for about 10 years now. Because everything that I've developed here, I can do this like without the indicators. I created these indicators. And basically, I developed the strategy probably maybe 5 years ago. And then maybe 4 or 3 years ago, I developed these indicators so that I can trade more efficiently. Because obviously it's harder if you're doing it from scratch. But if you have the indicators, it makes things a whole lot easier. So I created these indicators about 3 or 4 years ago. And then I started sharing it with everyone about maybe 2 years ago, 1 or 2 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Okay.
it's been a long journey. The thing with me is I never had like a teacher. Like I literally learned everything from scratch. I just learned everything from YouTube and Google. And I just,
There's
I
so
learned.
many scammers in this business, and
Oh,
that's
exactly.
yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. And that was kind of the good thing too, because I was able to learn, the good and the bad. And I was able to form my own strategies from what I learned. So I think even though it did take me like 10 years to get to where I am now, I think it definitely helped me out because now I can problem solve on my own. I don't really
The
need help.
problem is there's no barrier to entry. So you get a lot of 20-year-olds. I think they can be millionaires on Instagram.
Oh, exactly. Right. Yeah. And that's why I don't usually flaunt like the things I have. Well, I'm not much of a materialistic person anyway. So
Right.
I don't really buy stuff like that. I kind of just, you know, do whatever.
You live in Irvine. That's enough. I mean,
Yeah, yeah, it's enough,
it's
right?
a nice place to live.
Yeah, no, definitely. That's probably the main thing there. But I think now that I'm starting to, I think FTMO has definitely made a difference. From before, I wasn't really into things that cost money, but now that I've been making a lot more for my trading, trading with FTMO, I'm starting to want more luxurious things like exotic cars and stuff like that. But I'm probably not going to be flaunting it like.
You gotta treat yourself and live life. But
Exactly. Yeah, I know exactly. And I've been waiting this long to do this, so I think it's about time.
what are you gonna get?
Um, so last year I actually treated myself to that Tesla that I got. I'm not sure if you saw it. So I
I
bought a
saw it on
Tesla.
Instagram or something. I saw it. Yeah.
Yeah, so I bought a Tesla Model X last year. That's when I joined FTMO in May or June. I did really well my first couple of months. So after that, I bought my Tesla in July. So in 3 months, I got my Tesla. Um, and then now I'm going towards I want to buy a McLaren. So either McLaren or a Lamborghini. So one of those
Come
two.
out to Scottsdale and buy it.
Right? Yeah, no, definitely. I have family out there in Arizona. So I was actually looking. There's a dealership out there that really
Yeah,
popular.
on Scottsdale Road.
Oh, is that what it's called?
No, it's on
Oh,
Scottsdale Road, but
okay.
it's in North Scottsdale near Kierland and all that. Yeah.
Nice, nice. Yeah, I have family that lives out there in Phoenix, so they've been telling me about this shop out there that's like really nice that everyone gets to
That auto center has Ferrari, of course, Maserati, the wannabe Ferrari, Lamborghini. I mean, everything's right there.
Yeah, no,
McLaren,
definitely. Yeah, if I make my way
Pens-
to Arizona,
the
that's what
Penske
I do.
Auto Center with all
Okay,
the
yeah,
old race cars and stuff in there. You can go in and it's pretty nice. Yeah,
sounds familiar. Yeah, no, I think I've heard of that place before.
yeah. It's yeah. You got to take a little tour up there, and you can drive your McLaren to the desert home.
All right. Yeah, and I'll drive it all the way back home.
You get home in like 3 hours with that thing
Right? Yeah, no, that thing goes fast. That's basically a track car that's on the streets. So that's
in
definitely
traffic.
Intra, right? Yeah, no, definitely. That's definitely going to be my next goal. And yeah, for the most part, like my goals, I don't really set goals to
Well, I better hurry up and learn this stuff before you kill yourself in the McLaren.
oh man, no, that's definitely not going to happen. I got a long way to go.
Okay, good, good.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah, I need you for a good 3 months.
Get 3 months to lock this down, and then you'll pretty much
Yeah,
you'll
yeah.
pretty much set to run on your own at that
No, I'll need a lot of time. Yeah, hopefully I can get through a challenge. I like to start it up in a week or two.
Yeah, definitely. No, I think you should be good. The real thing is don't get greedy. I've seen a lot of people where they make a lot of profit one day and they lose it all the next day because they get greedy. So as long as you stick to the
Is
plan,
it greed or are they piling on their bad trade and they get stopped out?
a little bit of both. Like, yeah, exactly. So like what you mentioned, a bad trade. Like generally my rule is if I have a losing trade in one direction, so if I'm taking a buy and I lose the trade, I take a break and I wait for sells. I wait for it to shift because obviously the trend shifts back and forth. What people do sometimes is they'll enter a loss and then they'll revenge trade, and instead of
Yeah.
taking like a one lot, they'll take a two lot or a five lot, and then it's a snowball effect. Their account goes from like positive 10,000 to like negative 20,000 within the day, and then they realize
Well,
what they did wrong.
hopefully it's $100,000 account and not a $25,000 account.
Oh yeah, no, definitely, yeah. At that point, FTMO might not want to give you another account.
No, that's true. Yeah, they don't want to pass on you.
Exactly, definitely.
Yeah, that's man. The next gig is to start your own FTMO.
Yeah, no, that's the next plan from here. Because the thing is, we have a working system here. The thing is, I'm teaching people how to, profit with me. And I'm literally making FTMO like a ton of money just from, funneling people over to FTMO. So I
Yeah.
think the next step for K2 is probably to maybe create my own funding company and just, teach everyone how to do what I'm doing, and everyone wins, literally.
Yeah, it would be easy enough to find investors to do
Yeah,
that.
yeah, no, definitely. And I think there's like some white label companies where I can just use their platform, and I'll just slap the K2 on there, and then there we go.
Well, yeah, there's that option too. But yeah, oh man, yeah, this is exciting.
Yeah, no, definitely. I'm excited for you, honestly, because whenever I have a new trader that joins K2 and you find, the power in this system, it's really could be life changing. For there's a lot of people in K2 that literally their lives have just changed a complete 180 after, learning the system and being able to pass FTMO and make,
Yeah,
consistent living, just, applying this every single day.
and like you spoke about earlier with 2008, being in the mortgage business, 2008 could happen again on me tomorrow, and
Oh yeah, no. So you've actually lived through it. It's happened
yeah,
to you in 2008.
yeah, I was in the mortgage business, just bought a home. We lost everything in 2008. So when all your eggs are in one basket, and I was 27 years old.
Yeah,
So
it's scary. Some scary times.
yeah, for sure. For sure. Our house went from 500 to 800 to 400 almost overnight.
Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy. That happened to my parents too, actually. Like they had they technically didn't need to foreclose on the home, but it went underwater so much where there was like really no point in them keeping it.
Yo, yeah. Yeah. It
Yeah.
was, I mean, yeah, you had to. And so 12 years later, that townhouse is still, it went from 450 to like I think it's like 900 now.
Wow.
And I think I just feel like there's another bubble. I can feel it in my gut.
Yeah, exactly. I could feel it too. That's why I'm not really keen on buying anything right now. I'm just gonna hold off and just wait, because I definitely do want to buy my dream home at some point, but I'm gonna give it a couple years before I make that move.
Because wages are not supporting this market and they're not supporting homes. I mean, how does the average person afford an $800,000 house?
Oh, exactly. No,
A
definitely.
$3,000 payment. How do you afford it if you're
Exactly.
making 60?
Yeah, especially during, when COVID started, when people started losing their jobs and people are still buying homes. It's crazy. I just don't know how that works.
And so wherever that money's coming from, eventually it's going to dry up. So
I agree. That's why it's a good thing we have US 30 to to continue that cash flow. if it
whether it goes
if
up or
it,
down, we don't care. We just follow the pivot.
exactly right. Yeah, that's the main goal there. It's it's just following the pivot, following these scalps, and keep the cash flow flowing.
And get yourself a black wick.
Right. That's the main thing there.
Dude, it's so different. It's that one little change. I don't know. Maybe it's my old eyes.
No, it's definitely a game changer. It amazed myself too when I first figured it out. It took me a couple tries until I finally figured out that the wick change actually makes a big difference.
Yeah, I don't care what color the body is. I don't like the Met MT4 black and
Oh,
white.
they're all black. Yeah, it's hard to see. You don't really know what's going on there.
This is what I grew up in the 80s.
Oh, this is what I always like. That's what I always tell people when they compare MT4 to TradingView. I'm like, you're trading on a 1990 computer right here compared to like a 2020 computer off TradingView.
There was no internet when this was on. There was a Prodigy internet.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, huge difference.
Yeah, this is so. I wish I could trade US 30 right from here. There's no broker.
There is a broker. There's a broker that I'm looking into. It's called TradeStation. The only problem is that FTMO doesn't support it, so it's kind of pointless for me to trade on it. Hopefully in the future FTMO will support a broker, or maybe when when K2 starts her own funding company, then maybe we can work a deal with TradingView to figure out how to get it on there somehow.
2022.
Right? I got to work on that. I got to find a coder that can help me with that, and then hopefully make my way in that direction.
Well, that would be sweet. I want to be part of the founders.
Right?
Edition. Yeah, that'd be, and I want a discount.
Right? Yeah,
you don't even have the company opening, and I want a discount.
Right? So, you're getting your foot in the door already.
Just remember, the indicators are $200 a month, and the course is free.
Exactly.
God, people are so moochy. Just pay the 200. If you can't pay the 200, don't do this.
Yeah, exactly. And it's you literally make the money back with like one trade. It's funny like that. It's such a big deal to some people, but literally, if I can teach people how to do this, like I taught you right now, it's only been a few hours, and you're up and running already at this point.
Yep. So you're looking for it to go up.
Yeah, it looks like the market died down though. It hasn't really moved much since that last candle. So it's probably going to take a couple hours, probably not until 10 p.m. my time. So about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, this would be the slowest point right now.
And you can see the pivots too. The pivots are starting to just flatten out. They're not really moving directional anymore.
Yeah.
So we're probably gonna have to wait a bit. And if I don't see anything within the next hour or so, I'm probably just gonna call it a night and wake up early tomorrow. I think that's probably the best option. Wake up early and then lock in some more scalps prior to the New York Open.
All right, well, tuck your Tesla in and get a good night's sleep. So I'm expecting some major moves from you tomorrow.
Definitely, yeah, no, definitely
gonna rest up. My demo account in the black.
Right.
I need $8,000. What do I have to do? Do they really care on the demo account? Like what I do? Are they watching it like a hawk?
Oh no, not at all. It's just for you to play around with to get a feel for all the functions, but I don't think they really care about it all.
Okay, it's just when you do the challenge with when they dissect everything you do.
Exactly. Yeah. At the end of this challenge, they'll give you like an account overview. They'll like analyze your entire account, all your trades, give you an update, and just tell you what you were doing wrong, what you could have done better, stuff like that.
That's good. What about the 60-day evaluation that I saw?
Yeah. So the first part with the challenge would be 30 days. You just have to reach 10% profit.
Yeah.
And then for the verification, the one following that, you'll have 60 days to reach half of the profit target, which it's really easy.
Like 4%, right?
Yeah, 5% actually. Yeah. So 5%.
Yeah. That was funding time to do. Okay.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah. So you just need to reach 5%. And then once you reach that, you're pretty much done. And then once you pass that, you can get your funded account. And then once
Can
you
you get a funded account within 60 days or no?
you can do it with actually a lot faster. You can do it within 20 days. So
Oh,
there's a 10-day trading minimum. The maximum trading day would be 30 days for the challenge and then 60 days for the verification, but you only need to trade about 10 days.
so
And
once you hit your target, you're good.
exactly. Once you hit your target,
Oh,
you can take some penny trades just to pass the days because you just need to well, what they want to see is consistency. They want to make sure that you didn't just get lucky one day, right? They want to make sure that you can actually consistently maintain profit and that you're not going back and forth between profit and, big losses and stuff like that.
right.
It's more so just proving that you can be consistent because they don't
Well,
want.
I do too. I mean, you're only going to cheat yourself.
Exactly, right. Yeah, because that's the main thing. You don't want to cheat yourself and then just get lucky and not be able to maintain once you actually get funded.
Yeah. No, I want to get funded and make money every day. That's big.
Exactly. Yeah, no, it's the thing. It's
Well, at
consistent.
least 4 days a week, I guess. Because you don't trade on Sundays, you don't trade on Fridays. So at least you try not to.
Yeah, I try not to because when I do trade on those days, it's usually a horrible effect. So it's better to just sit it out because we make.
I thought you had a good Friday like 2 Fridays ago or something.
Oh yeah,
You said you went to trade
that
and you
was
traded.
yeah,
You
it was
made a
because of
dollar.
David. David gave me a tip, and I went off on that tip, and then we both traded that day, and we both made a ton of profit. I think.
Yeah, I
Like,
watched that. That was awesome.
yeah, and it was great. Yeah, David David spotted the high, and I just scalped it down, and it played out perfectly. It was like so spot on.
Yeah,
So
I like when you discuss stuff with him. It brings a different perspective. I'm not paying him, and I don't think he's looking for people to weigh on his every word and stuff. But I mean, he definitely has a different perspective, I think. And
yeah, exactly. His trading style is actually completely opposite from mine.
yeah,
So
okay,
when he sees something and it lines up with mine, it's almost a guaranteed hit because if
that's
two,
funny.
two totally different strategies align, it's gonna definitely move in that direction.
Yeah, he was pulling up all kinds of different zones and balancing, and he's really big on balancing.
Yeah, he's more like on the very technical side. We're more on the momentum side. He's on the technical side. So
Got it.
he's
That
actually
makes sense.
gonna start running some part in K2 as well at some point. He's at his normal job right now. He's under contract, so he has to be there for a couple of years before he can leave. But once he leaves, he's definitely going to be, one of the educators here at K2, basically teaching his perspective of things and maybe a mix between what I do and what he does, so that we can better ourselves when analyzing the charts.
Oh yeah, you never stop learning when you're trading. I I did trade commodities in like 29,
Mhm.
2009, I think, 2008. And boy, did I learn about margin calls. I
Oh
was a
no, oh no.
I was a feeder cattle, I think it was. And I was like 1500. And this is when everything was going south, mind you, right? 2008.
Yeah, the worst time to trade.
Oh yeah, I had 6 employers fold up their doors, you know,
Oh
on me within like a year. But so I got into trade. So what do? You become a
yeah.
commodity trader, and it was after that margin call, it went up. It would have been like a $27,000 next day or something like that. It
Wow.
was. I could probably point to it on a chart if I looked.
Yeah, no, that's crazy. Yeah, but margin call is probably one of the worst feelings. I've been margin called before when I used to trade stocks. It's horrible, and that your broker calls you and is like, "Hey, you need to deposit some more money, or you're gonna have to pay this money back tomorrow."
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
no,
like, wait, I have a bunch of money in there. They're like, no, not enough.
yeah, no, it's definitely not worth it. That's why I usually don't like trading. That's why I prefer FTMO because I don't have any risk there, right? If I blow a couple $1,000, it's not my money, so it's all upside trading
I
with them
think it allows you to trade easier. Like,
freely, right? Yeah, you don't have that stress of like your money really disappearing. It's
I mean,
more
you
so.
still stress. I've seen you stress on some trades.
Oh yeah, no, sometimes. Yeah. If it's really not going my way, then I can it kind of like,
Yeah.
obviously everyone stresses a little bit, but I think I probably control a lot
Well,
better.
one thing I've seen with you is that even, I don't know, like the trade will still work out like you wanted it to, but you'll stress out for a minute, and then it just goes your way. You're like, oh my god, I just made like 7,000, or it just it's
Exactly.
funny.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
funny. But even somebody experienced like you still gets emotional.
Exactly. Yeah. You can be trading for as long as, for a very, very long time, even like myself, and you'll still feel the emotional effects for your position, especially if you have a big position running. So
Yeah.
that'll never go away, but it'll get easier as time goes on for sure.
Yeah. I was getting emotional in my demo account. So
Oh man, yeah. Once you get into live, you'll start to really feel it.
yeah, going from a Forex $1,000 account to this 50,000 demo and just watching the hundreds of dollars move at a time. It's like,
Yeah,
wow, okay, this is what it's like. So it's different.
exactly. Yeah, yeah, it's different. And what I do recommend doing at one point is to just don't look at it. That's why, like when we set up the TP and stop loss earlier,
Yeah.
generally when I do that, and I
Trust your
look,
system.
yeah, when I don't look at it, I don't have any emotion involved. I just let it hit TP or stop loss, but there's really no worries there because knowing the strategy, odds are it's probably gonna hit TP. So that's a
Yeah.
good word of advice.
Yeah. And yeah, I'll watch you help other students and stuff as your trades on, and it's probably to keep your mind off of.
Exactly, right. Yeah, I find other things to do, answering questions and and looking at other pairs. So I sometimes I know I'll have a US 30 position running, but I won't want to check it until I know it's back in profit.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't like, but you're right. Set up your parameters. You have the system as long as you have that pivot and it's established and you're in. I mean, that's all you can do. You can't control anything else.
Exactly.
And if you're really scared, just set your uh, stop and TP at a tighter position, or
Exactly.
go or do less lots or whatever, micro lots, right?
Yeah, definitely. Just size down, and,
Mhm.
and and then from that point you'll be good to go. The real
And,
reason why you get scared is when you're over leveraging because you see the big numbers and you're like crap. But if you're using proper lot size, you should be good.
and thinking out loud, I mean, as a new guy, instead of doing micro lots, no, instead of like, if you say it's 40 pips difference, instead of going down to 20 to be conservative, keep it at the 40, but do a micro lot and
Exactly.
just
Yeah.
trade small so I can trust the system.
Exactly. And just build your way up, right? That's the best way to do it.
Yeah. But trust the system is the key because I've seen it for the last couple of weeks every day. It's just
Yeah.
nuts.
And it gets better and better whenever you see it hit.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, this is doing nothing. You'll probably trade in a couple hours while I'm sleeping. So,
Yep. So yeah, definitely. It was good talking to you. Good session. I'll catch you back here tomorrow morning, I guess, if you're here on the
I will.
session.
I'll be here 7:30, and then my time. So yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
I'll be on,
All right,
brother.
Rick. It
All
was
right.
good talking to you. I'm gonna probably take a break or maybe just call it a night. Looks like the market's kind of dead at this point.
Yeah. All right, man. Good night.
Definitely good night, and I'll catch you tomorrow morning.
See you tomorrow.